Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Rafidin Abdillah and I'm master student in management at Institute Technology of Bandung. Today I will be presenting a topic on market structure for the course Economic and Business Landscape Analysis. The theme I have chosen is oligopoly in the palm oil industry, especially in the market for crude palm oil and its downstream products. Palm oil is one of the most strategic industries, not only for Indonesia as the world's largest producer, but also for global supply chains, ranging from food and cosmetic to renewable energy. However, behind its massive scale, the competitive landscape is particularly interesting, as the market tends to be dominated by a limited number of major players with significant market power. In this presentation, I will explore how oligopolistic characteristics emerge in the palm oil industry, how firms behave under such a market structure, and what implications this has for pricing, efficiency, and competition. With that, I will begin with the first section, an overview of market structure and the key characteristics of oligopoly. An oligopoly is a market structure in which a small number of large firms dominate a supply of a product or service in an industry. Because there are only a few major players, firms are mutually dependent. That means that only any decision made by one firm, such as changing price, increasing output, or launching aggressive marketing, will likely affect competitors, and competitors will respond strategically. The key of characteristic of an oligopoly, first is few firms, but each is relatively large. The second is high barriers to entry, uh, like capital requirement, regulation, technology, distribution network. The third, products may be homogeneous, commodities or differentiate branded goods. That's oligopoly characteristic. So we I will entry to the slide 2. The slide 2, palm oil industry, the background. Indonesia is the largest producer and exporter of palm oil in the world. The industry plays a crucial role in the national economy, contributing significantly to export revenues, gross domestic product, and employment, particularly in rural areas. Structural: the palm oil industry consists of upstream plantations that produce uh, FFB, fresh fruit bunch or TBS, tandan buah segar, uh, then processing mills that convert them into CPO, crude palm oil, and downstream industries such as refining, oleochemical, and biodiesel production. Number and size. The industry is controlled by number of large groups like Wilmar International, Sinarmas, Musimas, Astra Lestari, and PTPN 4 Group. The market structure is high concentration ratio. Large companies typically have tens to hundreds of thousands of hectares of plantation, numerous palm oil mills (PKS), and vertical integrated. Palm oil. Then I will explain about the product. Crude palm oil suppose is homogeneous commodity. However, in practice, differentiation exists through RSPO or RISPO. This is standardization. If uh, ISPO Indonesian is Indonesian governance standard, and RSPO Roundtable Sustainable Palm Oil is a European standard. If we want to export our products to European, we must to have this certification RSPO. The second is traceability and ESG compliance, ESG environmental, social, and governance compliance, then integration, online biodiesel, corporate reputation, especially for access to the European market, because the European is focused about the environment, the first of environment. So he released the he released the RSPO standard. The implication? The implication is the core product remains largely homogeneous, but differentiation strategies based on sustainability and vertical integration lead to oligopoly with limit differentiation. Uh, then I want to explain about the barriers to entry. The palm oil industry has very high barriers to entry. The first, we must do capital intensity, land clearing and plantation development, restriction, construction of PKS or pabrik kelapa sawit, road and logistic infrastructure. The second is we must to comply about the legal and regulatory barriers, HGU, hak guna usaha, or land use rights, environmental impact assessment (AMDAL), analisis mengenai dampak lingkungan, and environmental permits, uh, palm oil moratorium policies. Time barrier about the 3 until 4 years before reach the productive yield. Uh, it's named the TBM, tanaman belum menghasilkan. It's about the 1 until 3 years, TBM 1 until TBM 3. The last sustainability requirement complies with SPO and RSPO. Then barriers to exit. Exit is also not easy because assets are highly specific. Asset specificity investment are long-term in the nature. Oil palm plantation cannot be easily converted to other use. There are strong links to labor and surrounding communities. This cause firms to remain the industry even when price decline, which reflect an industry with high sunk cost, a typical characteristic of an oligopoly. Pricing behavior. Domestic price follow international reference price. So the price is a very depend on the international reference. Uh, we 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 cannot the or the government is uh, not cannot to uh, give the some price because it's very depend on the international reference. They are influenced by export levies, DMO, domestic market obligation policies, the mandatory biodiesel program B35, pricing characteristic price value behavior relative to global benchmark, production and output decision affect domestic supply response to export related policies tendencies. Strategic interaction. Uh, I will take the some interaction initiatives like output decision, capacity expansion, policy response, sustainability, and consolidation. In each the interaction initiative, uh, it can be implementation about the output decision, production adjustment. The theory is Conrad model, capacity refinery expansion, static capacity until consolidation, like a PAMCO, where the PTPN 1 until PTPN 14 the match in the forming a one of biggest company uh, we, with producing palm oil. And thank you.